Josh Hartnett is in a new action movie that is in theaters this weekend called Fight or Flight. Think Bullet Train, but on a plane. That's pretty much exactly what this movie is, but with Josh Hartnett. Is it any good? Well, I wasn't really looking forward to this movie. I only saw it because it was at a Marcus Mystery movie. Honestly, probably wouldn't even see it if it wasn't at the Marcus Mystery movie, because it just did. Like, I saw the trailer and I thought, Bullet Train, but on a plane. But the story's probably not going to be as compelling as Bullet Train. And it kind of looked kind of cheap, kind of dumb. So I didn't really know if I would have checked it out if it wasn't a Marcus Mystery movie. But what did I think of it? I'll tell you here in my review. Before I get started, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what is your opinions on Fight or Flight if you have seen it. And if you haven't seen it, what are your expectations for this movie? And with that said, I had so much more fun with this movie than I ever thought I would have had with it. Is that saying it's best of the year quality? No. Not even close. But it is really fun. It's a really fun movie. Think Bullet Train with more ultra-violent action and Josh Hartnett. That's what it is. Now, the story, like I said, nowhere near as compelling as the story in Bullet Train. Nowhere near. Like, the story in Bullet Train has all these individual layers, and it makes it more compelling to watch as well with good action. This story is very convoluted, and we'll talk more about that in the negative section. Nowhere near as good story as Bullet Train had. But still, we have, I think, in my opinion, better action. Josh Hartnett he's not as good as the people that were in Bullet Train. He's not Brad Pitt, but Josh Hartnett, very fun to see. So think ultra-violent Bullet Train with Josh Hartnett. And if that's a movie you want to see, that's the movie you're going to get. That's the movie I wanted to see. That's the movie I got. After that first act, which it decided to choose literally every convoluted way to get to our point here, where like literally our characters are, so we've got him, he's got a convoluted past. We're after the ghost, who's got a convoluted past. And she did this here, and this here, and this here, and this here, but we're after her because of this here. Very convoluted. Not at all compelling whatsoever. But as soon as we get that first action sequence, it turns bloody, it turns violent, it turns awesome. The action is amazing in this movie. So many fun action sequences in this movie. I mean, ultra violent. I know I've said that word a lot, but this movie really is ultra violent. You get blood everywhere, guts spilling out. Literally, Josh Hartnett gets a chainsaw in the final act of the movie, and it's awesome. You have a scene where he takes a chainsaw, throws it across the screen, and gets a guy right in the face. What more can you want from this movie? It's awesome. Like, it's so fun. It is such awesome action. I do like Josh Hartnett. I think he's a great actor ever since I saw him in Trap, which is honestly the first movie I ever saw him in. And I've loved him since then. He is in this movie, and he is amazing in this movie. Not like amazing giving an all-star performance, but for the kind of campy movie that he's in, he gives exactly the type of performance he wants, and it's a performance I did really dig. Just because of Josh Hartnett's star quality, I do still really like Josh Hartnett. That's about all. Like, it's so hard to think of more positives because the movie has two essential things, and that's the two essential things the movie works for. Josh Hartnett, ultraviolent action, and that's all the movie has. When we get all the assassins, and they have all these assassins on the plane, it's awesome. Like, it's a turn-your-brain-off action movie. It's all I wanted from this movie. All I wanted to watch is a turn-your-brain-off action movie, and that's exactly what I got. The story, however, is a massive negative for me. Like I said earlier, the first act finds every convoluted way to do anything. It is so convoluted. And then, the more the movie goes on, it decides to do something like get more serious, like, I was kidnapped as a child, there's sex traffickers, but they also used me to do terrible things. It goes down that kind of path, and I'm like, I don't want this, I don't want to hear this, I don't care about this aspect of the movie. I care about people getting murdered and fun action sequences. Like, literally, it gets too preachy a couple times. The character's like, yeah, corporate businesses use child slaves, and child slaves are bad. And that is a literal quote in the movie. That's what I mean by the story is rough. That's what I mean by there's so many more compelling ways to do this. You erase that entirely from the movie, and I would have liked this so much more than I already did. Because I didn't care. I didn't want to be preached at. My dad, after the movie, goes, well, they're not wrong, though. That's not a wrong thing to say. But, like, when I'm watching Josh Hartnett screw guys up, I don't want to be preached about child slaves. That's not something I care about in a movie like this. yet that's what they decided to give us story-wise. So the story, like, you get all the comparisons you want to Bullet Train. Bullet Train's a better movie because of the story-wise. This movie, I think, has better action, 100%. But story-wise, we go down a kind of weird path, and it wasn't as compelling for me. So I still really, really dug this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I watched the Marcus Mystery movie, because I probably wouldn't watch it in theaters. I might have checked it out on streaming or whatever, but I probably wouldn't have watched it in theaters. I had a lot of fun with it. Also, Josh Hartnett takes hard drugs, uses a chainsaw to kill people. What more could you want from this movie? Before I give you my final score, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. And if you had a chance to check out Fight or Flight, tell me down below what were your opinions on it. And if you haven't seen it, what are your expectations heading into the movie? And with that said, Fight or Flight has amazing action sequences and Josh Hartnett, which is always a blast in the movie. But the story is kind of weird, and you could have went literally any direction, and the movie would have been better for it. Still, I didn't really get impacted by the story that much. I had a lot of fun when it was just Josh Hartnett screwing guys up. I'm going to give Fight or Flight a B+. Thank you guys for clicking on this video, and with that said, subscribe.